Hey, and welcome to the show here. It is Trending Stories. Can you believe we're already in March? And that's why I've got the Maryland hat on for March Madness. Will they make the tournament? Who knows? Because they're not really doing well right now. But they lost. The one game that I watched was against Michigan State, where they lost on a buzzer beater, which was super fun to watch with a bunch of people from Michigan. So.
Well, at least we have a team in this state of basketball doing well, because the Wizards are really the only thing they've done is beat the Nets, which was fun because a good friend of mine loves the Nets. So
who loves the Nets? I'd like to meet this friend of yours. Well, here's the thing. There's been a little bit of sports news. Obviously, the Combine's going on. If you missed it, the Washington Commanders signed Deebo Samuels of the San Francisco 49ers, and it's mixed reviews. A lot of the mixed reviews being from people outside of the area here. Listen, to be honest with you, Deebo Samuels instantaneousally becomes the second best receiver that we have on the team, and better than everybody else that we had last year. So whether you love him or you hate him or you think, we just gave away a 5th round draft pick to pick up Deebo Samuel, and we're not picking anybody up in the 5th round as good as him. So for me, it's a home run signing by Adam Peters. I think the Skins, the Commanders, are going to be very active in the post NFL Combine draft, and then into free agency. So, but that's a huge signing that instantly gives us another weapon for Jaden Daniels, and I'm super excited about next year. And of course, if you're a big Capitals fan, the Ovi watch is on. He's very close to breaking the record against from Wayne Gretzky. For the amount of goals scored. Here's the funny thing. The Capitals are having one of the best seasons ever, and I finally got my cable back on, and I'm able to, and the 2 games that I watched, we've gotten blown out. So I'm apparently the bad luck charm.
Cut that off now. You're the reason.
So I'm going to stop watching Capitals. The first game I tuned into, they lost 4-1, which they haven't lost all season. And then I watched the loss of it, and I'm like, okay, every time I look at the Capitals game, they end up losing. Ovi scored another goal last night, which means he's one step closer. So congratulations. The Ovi Watch is officially on. Make sure you hit share, like, comment, follow, do all of the things here for this video that you can, so we can have it go out almost anywhere in the entire world. Danny Gurry joins us from Good Morning Frederick. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning. And, got to congratulate the McLarens. McLaurin, how do you say Terry's last name? Yeah. They got married. So I saw a wedding picture from them. So getting everything taken care of. So focus on the season coming soon and just getting ready to get back into it.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for football season to start. Obviously, free agency starts here in a couple days. The draft happens, I think, April 28th-ish, somewhere around there. So lots to do there. But what's funny is this is the second year. Last year I wasn't really sure with Adam Peters exactly how he was going to be. This is the first year. I'm not worried at all. I'm not watching the draft. I'm not, because it's in good hands. Adam Peters is such a good GM. I'll just surprise me the day of the draft. Because I used to be like, we got to get this guy. And man, if we can get this guy, it's like, I know he's working 24/7 and he's going to have another amazing draft. I don't even care about anything. I'll watch and appreciate. That's the first time in about 25 years I can say that.
Well, in our local sports, our Frederick Flying Cows opened up this last weekend, Friday night and Sunday afternoon, won both games pretty handily. There's some new players on our roster as well, and we played a new team out of Bowie, Maryland, and they're going to be our closest rival, apparently. They are, we play them 6 times, I think. And then we played maybe it was just this week. It was the Jersey Shore Breaks, I think is what their names were. So there's some new teams in the TBL, and we're liking the way our Flying Cows look.
Boy, the Shore Breaks, they must be running out of names for teams. Well, they better have some sort of maybe a naming contest or something.
You can't name anything. It's all got to be inanimate objects now, because you don't want any controversy years from now.
Yeah, sooner it'd be the Bowie table or the Anaheim chairs. I mean, and then even then it's like, oh, well, you don't like recliners? And then you got a big problem there. So Well, that's good. Let's jump into the stories that you may have missed here for your trending stories. Make sure you hit share, like, comment, interact. Let us know what you think about some of these stories. If you love them or you hate them. I do want to see what's going on here. I don't know if you watched this, but this is before we get to this, actually, it's a pretty insane world we live in which now every time Bill Maher talks, I'm like on his side. I don't know at what point Bill Maher became a conservative, or at least to that, but I mean, every time this guy says something, he's saying it in the right way. Now this podcasters try. Well, here, I'll just play it for you, and then we'll react to it. But it's pretty incredible here. So check it out.
You want the government to ban gender-affirming care for kids?
You want to lose every election. Just keep coming down on the side of parents coming in second in a who gets to decide what goes on with my kid contest.
I'm not. First of all, there are also really important surgeries that people get for their heart, and they go wrong, and somebody dies. And nobody says we must stop the cardiologists. No one says we must stop the surgeons.
Wait a minute. This is the best part.
Well, my analogy is only that. Wait, let me finish. You gotta go. That's it. That's it. You're just leaving.
Yeah. He's leaving.
Bill Maher, everybody.
Thank you.
That was such a dumb argument that Bill Maher said, I had enough. You're going to compare gender-affirming surgery on children to somebody having a heart transplant or a heart operation that goes a little bit bad or has some ill effects. It's insane.
Insanity. And I think this is, I know why he left. Because when you cannot ration with people who are irrational, and you can't reason with them, and you can't even have a good deep discussion. So
it's insane. I mean, you're right. You can't even have. I mean, this guy. The scary thing is, with a straight face, is comparing open heart surgery or heart operations to gender affirming care to kids, usually under the age of 12. So it's just. Yeah. I mean, like you said, man, it's insane, and good for Bill Maher for being like, you know what, we're done with the conversation. I don't even know how that conversation started, but
me neither.
pretty insane to see that. So here's another story that it's just incredible. And again, I'm going to want to get too political here, I guess you can make a political statement, but let me play the actual audio, and then I'm going to describe what they're talking about here. This is insanity.
My condolences and all of our thoughts are with the family of the individual whose life has been lost.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of the individual who's been lost.
So our condolences go to the individual who was killed tonight.
So who was the individual that was killed? It was actually the person that stabbed a bunch of people. What are we doing here? Our condolences to the person that actually stabbed everybody because we had to shoot and kill him. Where are we living currently?
Yeah. So I mean, I pray to God that the police don't get in trouble for saving people's lives and taking this guy out. And the fact that they're saying condolences to them. My goodness, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, can you? I don't understand I don't know. It's so weird because to apologize to what's his name? Who the person that is done? I'm trying to find another.
We don't know.
I want you to contrast that video with apologizing to somebody who stabbed a bunch of people, that was trying to kill a bunch of people, and that was in Boston. Here is one of my favorite videos. I don't know if you ever saw this. Let me play it for you.
Which homeowner shot at him? I guess they think that they did something wrong, which they did not. If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually. So whoever that was, you're not in trouble. Come see us. We have a gun safety class we put on every other Saturday, and if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save the taxpayers money.
So as a sheriff in Florida, the contrast between that guy's also on saying they shot somebody. He's like, the reporter's like, you shot this guy 67 times. Do you think that was an unusual amount of force? And it's like, well, he killed a police officer, and we would have shot him more, but we ran out of bullets. I mean, It's just crazy
Yeah.
from Florida to Boston, the amount of, but to apologize to somebody who is trying to kill people because you had to put them down. And listen, I'm not advocating for killing people for no reason, but there's not no reason here. This person was obviously insane, trying to kill people, putting everybody in harm's way. And sometimes when you do that, you pay the ultimate price. And I don't know about apologizing for it. It's insane.
No, I don't get it. I really don't.
All right.
I thought they may have gotten the wrong people. I thought maybe they're just confused about who's passed. I don't know.
Unfortunately, they weren't. It's just an incredible thing.
Terrible.
All right. So I don't know if you saw this over the weekend. This is crazy, though. Check this out.
What the fuck is going on?
This is at a national cheerleading event. You could see the mass chaos in Dallas. There was a stampede. People thought there was a shooter. Now, it turns out, from what I gathered of this, it was just a couple of dads fighting over nachos. Which, listen, I mean, it's not funny. No one got hurt from the trampling and the running out, but this is the day and age that we live in. The entire arena emptied because there was a big melee going on over the nacho stand. I'm not even sure how it happened or what happened. We can laugh about it now because nobody was hurt. But boy, they thought there was an active shooter. None of that. Just a couple of guys not agreeing on who had the best kids in gymnastics, I guess.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stress that goes on at these competitions, and I guess the dads are just all riled up. But yeah, terrible that somebody did yell shooter.
Is that what they did?
I think somebody did yell it, but it like anything, it rippled through, and unfortunately, in this day and age, it is something people, are obviously very, very susceptible to.
Sure.
And but to find out it all came down to two dads getting mad at one another.
Clearing an entire arena. Can you imagine? Now, here's how my mind thinks. This is terrible. Imagine the dad that has to explain to the wife, who is also there, why they got into a fight, and the entire arena had to clear, and to explain to their babies why they can't go back on stage and cheer. That guy is in the doghouse at least a year.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I don't even know.
Babe,
what
I
would
wanted
happen in
cheese.
that
This
household.
guy took all the cheese. Then we started duking it. There's nothing you can say to your wife at that point. The entire
oh my gosh,
arena
can you imagine?
cleared out.
You know how much money has been invested to get to that point, and
my
how
God.
much money they probably traveled from out of town, staying at a hotel, and that's it. Done because there wasn't enough nacho cheese on your freaking
Oh, dude. Not good. Not good.
Not good at all.
I always wonder in the back of my mind, like, what are we actually doing here? All right. Well, this is something here that you brought into the table. So can you set this up for us here?
Okay, I love this guy. This showed up on my feed. One of the videos, and then I had to go look at his page. First, just play it, and then we'll talk about what this guy does.
Hey, Russell, again. I see that stamp right there, man. Honor roll. Let's go. You keep up the hard work, bro. I will. So look, you're gonna get $100, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
And you get to grab whatever you want.
So this convenience store, and you can let it play. Look what this kid grabs when he says you can get whatever you want.
Eggs, which is probably the most expensive thing in there.
Right.
All right,
And
Russell,
you know
here you
those
go.
are for his mom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this convenience store rewards kids in the neighborhood for getting on the honor roll by giving them $100 cash.
That's pretty awesome.
And allowing them to pick whatever they want from the store. And actually, this is Russell's second honor roll. The first video I saw was his first time, and he grabbed 3 packages of like Nerds and Airheads, and that was it. And he got the $100. So what a way to make your community better, stronger, smarter, having kids work to achieve something. This guy is great, and his whole feed is full of rewarding the kids in the neighborhood.
That's incredible. That's really a cool thing. That's a lot of money too to be given out. But I mean, that is, well, if more people would do that, I mean, that's pretty insane. That's a pretty big incentive too. $100 for a kid who's like looks like they're probably about 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you make sure the kids in your neighborhood are educated and doing well in school, they're less likely to get into trouble, hang out, cause trouble in the neighborhood, more apt to protect you if anything was to go awry. So I think it's a good investment. I don't know.
Talking about going awry, one of the biggest stories over the weekend, I don't know if you saw the Trump, Zelensky, J.D. Vance
How could you avoid it?
melee. Obviously, party lines split. Pretty much all the conservatives saying that's exactly what should have happened. All the Democrats saying justice can't be whatever. But you wonder what happened because Zelensky goes into this meeting with his chest puffed out and expecting certain things, and you just wonder where it went sideways. And then I saw this Fox Report News, which is insane. I'm going to play it, and then I want you to realize kind of probably how this happened and where it all started.
Were saying after their meeting with Zelensky right before the Oval Office, these Democrats that he met with were telling him to not accept the deal. Don't go to the Oval Office and sign anything with Trump. And so they kind of, I believe that the way Goodwin describes it, they let him off a cliff. And they did.
Yeah, they did. But
after they had all agreed in principle to the deal. And let's not forget, this is the collusion. We spent how many years talking about freaking collusion? And
so what they're talking about is Zelensky met with, it doesn't say what Democrats, but a bunch of Democrats telling him after there was already a deal on the table, because if you were, I don't know if you heard the story is like everything is, we tidied it all up. We've agreed on everything. Zelensky wants to come in person and sign the minerals deal for whatever, which I think is great. Listen, if we're going to be spending billions of dollars and putting manpower and stuff, we should get paid back somehow. We're not the police of the whole entire world. So, and obviously I know that's just my opinion, and I'm totally fine with that just being my opinion. But if it's the whole deal is ready to go, and then all of a sudden it just all breaks loose, you wonder, well, what happened? Well, meeting with people saying, don't sign it, don't take no for an answer, go in there with a stern. They sent this guy in to be slaughtered, really.
Well, I have now, of course, gone down the Zelensky rabbit hole and the whole Russia, Ukraine, U.S. rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah, I've been down that one.
Educating myself now on this entire, conflict, which actually started in 2014. And the whole reason it started is because the U.S. promised Russia and NATO that no countries would be added to NATO east of where they already were. And
Correct.
We broke that several times, allowing countries like Georgia right on the Russian border, and another country as well. I can't think of right now off the top of my head, but I'm very disappointed actually, because our country on the back side of things and in the closed door areas, I think causes more conflicts than we save. And
I agree.
I think we did dirty. We broke the promise, and then we propped up this actor/comedian who we basically helped to overthrow the government and put him in it. And here's where we are. I mean, I'm baffled at when people don't look deeper in to see this seems odd. Why has this guy got a $14 million house in Florida? Why are they putting him on the cover of Vogue and all these magazines? Why? The propaganda machine is running hard and fast, and you have to wonder why. People who aren't questioning anything right now it trips me out. I don't understand it, because I'm questioning everything.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong by questioning everything.
No.
Everything you said there is 100% correct. If you do a little bit of research, you start to find a lot of stuff out, which is why, again, I don't like being the police of the world. I think the United States should mind their own business. It's why a lot of other countries hate us. And you're like, well, why would you hate us? We don't really do anything. And then behind the scenes, you see all the stuff that we are involved with, hopefully paring the government down, getting rid of waste and abuse and fraud, and all the stuff that they're trying to do now is going to stop 90% of this corruption, but we'll see. If it does that in the end, for sure.
I do love how he was dressed to go see the president.
Oh, he dressed up. Oh, Donald Trump said twice, well, you dressed up to see us.
And then I also heard, and I didn't watch the whole thing back to confirm this, that he called J.D. Vance J.D. He didn't call him Mr. Vice President, and both J.D. Vance and Donald Trump were calling him Mr. President. He called JD by his name, apparently.
He certainly had a chip on his shoulder, and he threw a couple of barbs out there. He talked over Donald Trump a couple. It was definitely. Listen, I mean, whatever happened at the end, I mean, it doesn't look great for America. Yeah. It doesn't look great for the news. I mean, to try to litigate in front of the U.S. media, which has never been done, it's just not a good look for anybody, and nobody really wins in this situation. But it is a nice peek into the door of what somebody's thinking, how they react, and how they act. And maybe now people will say, well, hold on a second. I did see today where it was like 7% of people thought that helping Ukraine was a bad idea, or it's too much money, whatever. Back in 2016 or 17, they just took the survey yesterday, and over 50% of Americans now think it's just too much. We just can't do it. So when you see it in your face and you see the actual behind the scenes, maybe people step back and say, hey, wait a minute, let's figure out what's going on here and why this guy expects all of this stuff and is not really being thankful in any great way.
Well, immediately I thought he sounded like a spoiled teenager, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly how they explained it. So, all right, that's your trending stories here for this Monday morning. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Danny, what are you working on the show here later on today?
Well, we got, of course, Possum Pets, so we can get your next adoptable friend for that. And we're talking sustainable Frederick. If you're a city resident or actually a resident of the state of Maryland, you can get some money to plant some trees, and we love that too. And we'll talk with the girls from that department in the city of Frederick today.
I love it. All that coming up here in just a couple minutes on Good Morning Frederick. Make sure you follow Danny all over the internet, and you watch the show here. Hit share, like, comment, and share this to your friends as well as we get it all out. Your trending stories here for this Monday. Thank you so much for checking us out. We appreciate you being right here on Good Morning.
Trending steady. It's trending on Twitter.
It's huge. It's trending all over the internet.